Well, hello, hello, hello. What a pleasant surprise to see all of you here today, even though I... Honestly, these days it's a pleasant surprise to see anybody hopping in. Chat's kind of boring, except when we're doing a special event, it seems.
Yeah, where am I? Who are you? Where's my Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Don't worry about it.
Where's my Body Fight deck?
That is not your cards being held ransom up on the top shelf until you do this podcast with me.
Oh, good. At least I have some cards here. Oh no, it's Vanguard! Ah!
Wait,
I'm also
no,
here.
That's not Vanguard. Upon closer inspection, it's Weiss. No!
Hey, you know what's the meta deck in Vice Swords?
Isn't it Godzilla?
Yeah, it's Godzilla. Because it's like, well, it makes sense. He probably could defeat all the anime girls. Or is it that he's the strongest anime girl? We'll come to this at a later date.
This is debatable.
What's our first topic?
First topic is what I'm actually having tonight, because for once it's not pizza. I am actually helping myself to some actual leftovers this time. I am chowing down on some ravioli tonight. I had it a couple nights ago, and it's still pretty freaking good. Just, it might be the Italian talking in me, but just give me cheese, meat, and noodles, and I'll be a happy boy.
Yeah. Good for you.
What's the first game top?
That's a good question. I will tell you as soon as I have some good music playing in the background.
Okay, so before you get that, this install for Underground Tony Hawk's Underground 2 asks if I want to install GameSpy Arcade.
Oh no! Oh
No.
no!
Oh no! Baby!
No, nobody's told him yet.
Oh, sweetheart.
That's alright, you can use Game for Windows instead.
You know what's funny? Operation Raccoon City still makes you sign into your account.
Oh no.
Luckily, it just registers as your Microsoft account.
Alright.
So,
if you could actually see this first topic tonight, you'd understand why I'm a little hesitant to jump right in. I'm getting the hard story out of the way first tonight.
Fnu's getting... Right, god damn it. I had a joke and I lost it.
Fnu's getting hard?
Yeah, well,
Me
I mean,
too.
like, he already is, but... I mean...
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always hard. It's kind of a problem, actually. I really should talk to my doctor.
So, weird question. Do you think I could, in theory, be able to play Tony Hawk's Underground 2 on very high settings?
I mean,
No.
the GameCube...
No. Not possible.
Shit.
Can't handle those high definition textures.
If you ever wanted an encapsulation of our character dynamics with one another, it's like, well, I tried to give an actual serious answer, and then both of the other two people in the call immediately shot Coops down. Before I could even finish.
The dynamic of our friendship is just fucking awful.
First subject.
Okay, alright. So,
Yeah,
we've actually pointed this out before a couple times when it's come up in the podcast. All of us were wondering, we were trying to come up with some kind of answer, like, why is Sony so cagey about games like Senran Kagura? Why does it ask for even seemingly innocuous games to make changes when they're being brought to the platform? Like, why are they so sensitive to this kind of a thing all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere? Well, the Wall Street Journal finally has an answer for us, and I'm quoting this. In an interview with the that's all, folks. In an interview with the publication, a Sony US official said, quote, Sony is concerned the company could become a target of legal and social action. You know exactly where that's going when an executive says something like that. It's
Censorship.
well,
Censorship.
it's just we do live in an era of outrage culture. We live in an era where people will flip their shit over the smallest, most inconsequential thing possible. Sony's kind of worried that it could reflect poorly on their platform if a game like Senran Kagura comes down and it's like, look at how this is objectifying women, blah, 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 that kind of thing. The question is, do you think any of those people were actually playing games to begin with? Because I never, like, I might be a little biased on this one, but I never cared.
Well, no.
But no, you literally start crusades defending porn at any given time. You are probably getting your Crusader armor ready right now because I'm making fun of you for it.
So my whole thing with this situation is I took a look at the article. So I understand it. I think it's stupid the way they're handling it. I think that if Sony was actually concerned about legal and social action, they would have had guidelines in place a long time ago. I think that this is Sony being incredibly reactionary. The article I found pointed out that it's not like they're radically changing their policies across the board. The problem is that there aren't guidelines in place. The problem is that I see is that we're literally talking about developers submitting work to Sony,
and then all of a sudden they're
fine.
And all of a sudden they're just like, well, actually, you can't do this, and this thing. Despite the fact that we never previously warned you about any of this. That actually lines up very consistently with what we've been seeing. Because different devs are just coming out and being like, what the fuck? We didn't even know this was a thing, and it feels like we're being picked out specifically here for whatever reason.
Yeah. And the truth is that they are, because Sony is being reactionary.
It's one of those things, like, it feels like Sony used, like, as of late, they've just been trying to, do the opposite of what they were known for, being the cool guys, letting everyone go through. And then, like, lately, it's just been one bad PR move after another.
Well, it's because they switched CEOs. They switched because that was the Japanese, like, because remember, we make fun of, like, Japanese developers because they're stuck in their ways. Well, Sony being stuck in their ways kind of kept them like, we don't fucking care. Do whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's just that and the whole crossplay thing of last year and a bunch of other stuff that just... It's kind of like a bet.
I'm still like, but here's the thing. No, I keep on noticing it's only indie games that are complaining about crossplay. I don't see, because if it was such a big deal, if it was so, like, heinous and awful, big developers would jump on that bandwagon. But they aren't. So either they're just like they don't give a shit about crossplay, or it's literally that Sony isn't stopping them, and they're just like, no, we just want to develop games separately like we've always done.
I mean, to be fair, in terms of crossplay, we're kind of migrating subjects, but
yeah,
if you're
we'll
an indie
talk
developer,
about that a little more later on tonight.
Wait, is that a thing that we have on the docket?
Yes.
Let's just get to, because like it's a good segue.
Yeah.
Talk about the Destiny.
Yeah. So, Sony allegedly stopped Destiny 2's cross-platform character transfers.
That sucks.
Ooh.
So.
But then it's Destiny, so you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
the amount of care left in that like statement is very low.
I mean, it's still like basically the principle of what's going on here is kind of what makes this story really interesting to me. The idea that this isn't just something that's
before you go on your I'm Zippy and I hate Sony, they are destroying the world. Let's hard stop. Like, no hard confirmations here.
See,
This could literally just be them, like, oh, picking on Sony is the right thing to do. Let's fart this out of our butthole so we look like the good guy.
well,
Whatever you say, Sony apologist.
The devs are... The story the devs are telling right now is that basically Sony has exclusive content rights for Destiny 2, like items and quests and other things. Now, back when Bungie was owned by Activision, they probably weren't like really eager to burn a bridge with Sony by offering a much requested feature on other platforms. Activision was also contractually obligated to give PlayStation complete feature parity, meaning if they couldn't do character transfers to the PS4, they couldn't do it from the PS4 to other places if you wanted to transfer your characters over.
I'm not seeing a problem with that.
Basically, it's just really inconvenient for people who still play the game.
Yeah. All two of them.
You joke, but this is also going back to the, like, you know, people who complain about women being too sexualized in games do actually play games. Just because you and I don't see these people doesn't mean they're not out there.
Oh, no, I do think that's a joke, first of all. So, thanks for being dense. And yes, I know more people play Destiny. I'm just saying that, you know what killed Destiny? It wasn't this. This wouldn't have even touched, like, it was Activision's dumb bullshit that killed Destiny. Like, this coming out doesn't change the dumb shit they did beforehand.
Yeah, it's just sort of a nail in the coffin at this point.
Well, anyway. It's, either way, it's just something the game really didn't need, and Sony, after making progress with the whole Fortnite thing, like, we've talked about this before, that's not a flat out, okay, now we're cool with this in all cases. It's still like, we're not gonna budge on this in the majority of situations. Like, we're still going to not really touch on cross-platform things wherever we can help it. So,
like, we've this is literally like a dying conversation, because same conversation like 5 times before.
All right. Well, if you want to move on, we'll move on then.
Yeah, I say so.
Let's talk about the schedule at E3 then, or lack thereof, I should say. Because, wow. I think we fixed the problem of E3 being a little too crowded year to year and nobody wanting to go there, because there's no reason to go there anymore. So, okay. The E3 conference, Apotate, you wanted to read this out in its entirety. If you would like to take the honors on this one.
I would. Oh, dagnabbit.
I've got it right in front of me if you don't have it.
Alright, so, Sunday, it's Microsoft and Ubisoft, if I recall correctly.
Microsoft and Bethesda is on Sunday.
Yeah, Microsoft and Bethesda. The day after that is Ubisoft. And then somewhere in there is Nintendo and who was the other one?
Square Enix.
Yeah, and Square.
And that's literally it. It's 5 companies, and Nintendo's not even actually physically at the show floor.
I think Square's at the show floor either at the time. Like, they're probably gonna do that from one of their studios and probably not in the, like, near the premise of E3.
Yeah. It's so E3's always had sort of a yo-yo problem. At the start, it was great because it was something where at the start, I think it was press only. When they first opened up to the public, it was great because you could go and learn great things about new gaming crap. The thing is, half of that comes out on the internet now. The other thing is, by making a concession where you can just stream E3, it de-incentivizes going to the smelly, crowded convention center. There's also less to do at the convention center. The odds of someone getting their hands on a game anymore are near impossible.
Because there's just so many people there.
Exactly.
I don't think they even do swag that much anymore.
No, they really don't.
And this is not a new problem either. I remember just about every single pundit I followed everywhere joking and talking about how, like, I'm glad I went to E3 once, but I never want to do it again. Like, I just sit at home and watch it at home now.
It's also just come kind of toxic.
Yeah.
Like, it just like it stopped being like, hey, let's show our new games, and it's just turned, my conference is better than your conference. You are a smelly loser.
I forgot that I still had alerts set up for the podcast. What's up, Green Power Star? Thanks for that raid, man. Party is 6 people. Wow. Peach exploded.
Wow, you'll
Depending
bring
on
it anywhere,
the
won't you?
context of that statement, it's either a good thing or a really good thing. So,
Yeah.
how you doing tonight, man? Hope you guys all stick around for a little bit. We're enjoying some good food and talking about some good things that happened in the industry recently.
Yeah, I wish I could enjoy it with better friends, though.
Same.
Yeah, I know. FNU is really bringing us down. We should just kick him out of this.
Yeah, get out for now.
Okay, alright.
Welcome to the Big Tie Cast.
We are
Sorry.
your new ruler.
We are your new god.
But yeah, like companies like slowly moving away from
Were I in a more
E3 is probably just the best.
Were I in a more foul mood, I might have actually made you guys do the rest of the podcast by yourselves.
Probably would do it like faster.
Oh.
Hey, Kevin, what do you think about this? I don't care. Hey, Brian, what do you think about this? I don't care.
I hate it.
This is dumb. Smash news. Throw that in the garbage. Smash is awful.
So the Capcom Home Arcade,
Yeah.
that's a thing that exists.
It sure
It
is.
is baffling, expensive, and potentially litigious? Potentially. It's probably nothing, but it's worth mentioning anyway. So, in case you don't know what this thing is, the Capcom Home Arcade it looks like an arcade stick that's in the shape of the Capcom logo, and has 2 sticks in it. It comes preloaded with 15 games, so it's like a plug-and-play thing you can put in your TV. Here are the problems. A, none of those games have online support. B, the thing costs £200, or roughly $260. And the third thing people are raising an eyebrow at about this thing right now, they have discovered that the emulator on this box is, some of you might know what this is, it's called Final Burn Alpha, which, that's open source. It also has a specific clause in the contract that says it is not to be used for commercial purposes. So, this is probably a case of Capcom, like you said before the stream started, Dio, it's probably a case of Capcom just buying the rights to it or something, but we don't know. We literally don't know what's going on with that, and I wish we did, because either way, this is an interesting story.
I would like to point out that two of those games that are on there, you have no actual legal way to play. Alien vs. Predator was never to home console.
And I kind of want it to come out now.
Yeah, it was never that was truly only arcade. And Mega Man the Power Battle.
I played Mega Man Power Battles. I'm pretty sure it was included on one of the home
Yes,
collections.
that was part of the Mega Man Arcade Collection. I played that on GameCube way back when.
So my biggest issue with this thing is that it comes with 16 games, and it's over $100
Yeah,
for 16 games.
That's the thing. It is true. There is no other legal way to play the what was that game called again? I know
Alien
it has
versus
aliens.
Predator.
Yeah, Aliens versus Predator. There's no legal way to play that again unless you're willing to spend $1,000 on an arcade cabinet. Is paying $260 for this box worth it then, just for that?
Okay, let me just point out that there's still a lot of really good games on.
Oh, that's fair.
Like Strider, Street Fighter, Puzzle Fighters, Ghosts and
Puzzle
Goblins,
Fighter.
Final Fight.
So
Like those are
okay.
like those are all really amazing games. They're still not $260 worth it.
Okay. That's all I was trying to get at here. Like, is it a good value proposition for people?
Not really, but like it's like when this thing like drops like $100 maybe.
Yeah.
I love that hard drive article, which is PlayStation Classics being sold for whatever you happen to have in your pocket at the time.
Yeah. Also, the online play thing, like I don't give a fuck. None of these games had that.
I mean, it's a nice little update when things are brought to new hardware.
What update? These aren't updated games.
Fair.
So
It's just a
the
standard
only
set with
way
other companies that
Game. Oh, though, like, yeah, I forgot. On the SNES Classic online multiplayer. Wait, no, I didn't have that. NES, no, wait. Like Pac-Man, no, that didn't. Like, oh wait, none of these plug and plays had that ever.
So there is a way that I would justify this, and unfortunately they failed to meet that expectation also. And that is, if this were a functional fight stick setup, as in you
That'd
could
be cool.
plug it in as a fight stick controller and use it that way, this would be fine. However, it is designed so poorly for that setup, the buttons blend in with the face.
Yeah, that's really I'm looking at it and it's still like making me mad because they blend in too much.
That's the other thing that got me. I was like, well, because fight sticks are usually kind of expensive. If I could actually use it for that purpose, but it doesn't even seem to have that functionality to it. I don't think
It does have a USB port.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So
maybe it does, and I'm talking
first of all,
about my
this
ass
thing is
here.
gonna like, yeah,
I
this
think
is
gonna
like
turbo
this is a
hacked.
better point then, which is even if it does have that functionality, it's not a very good one.
No, yeah, definitely. Also, like it does state that it has some online capabilities of you can like it has a worldwide high score leaderboard.
Okay,
Just
but
like
it's
you would,
not like Dungeons and Dragons Chronicles of Mystaria where you could play with anybody anywhere.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like it does, but like this thing is probably going to be like hacked away, and you'll probably be playing games that Capcom didn't even make after a while.
Probably.
All right.
You know what the only thing I've been thinking of during this
What?
conversation is?
What?
The fact my buddy made an arcade box with Raspberry Pi, and then I remember that article from Hard Drive, which is just, why buy the SNES Mini when you can build a Raspberry Pi and never shut the fuck up about it?
Yeah, it's nice and easy to build a Raspberry Pi. Let me just give you the 126 different steps you need to go through in order to set this up.
And honestly, like I was with him when I was doing it. It didn't look that hard overall.
It's not. It's just time consuming.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
anyway,
let's go.
yeah, let's keep it moving along here. So, this is a segment that I introduced last week, which is, Here Comes a New Challenger, which, thanks to a suggestion by Potate, has been renamed to Here Comes a FNU Challenger. Basically, these are just updates... Ah, shit, I'm out of quarters. This is a segment, like, every single week I see a bunch of stories that are like, hey, this game got an update, or this game has an event going on right now, and figured I'd do, like, a quick, this sort of, like, rapid fire, here's this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. Everybody gets, like, one sentence that they can add to each individual story, so let's just blow through all of these really quick before we get to the main story of the night. So, Joker has been added to Smash.
Who cares?
Finally, after the wait that everybody had to go through.
Cool character, cool concept. If they didn't add any music from Persona 5 to the game, I don't want it.
They did.
Oh, crap.
Don't worry about it. They didn't update they didn't make the online any better, so you have no reason to actually go back and play the game.
Oh, that's fair.
So Smash Ultimate, speaking of that game, is holding a Castlevania-centric event where you can get the spirits more easily.
Who cares?
Neat. I do, actually, a little bit. I keep meaning to get back to that.
Oh, also this includes the stage builder, too? Which people are already getting creative with.
More important.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna just cut off. I'm not gonna be saying anything up until the MK11 thing, because all of them are gonna be the same.
Okay. Alright, so, Overcooked 2 gets the Campfire Cook-Off DLC. Best multiplayer game I've played in a while. I will probably be checking this out, if I'm being real. And if I can convince my roommates to do it with me. Alright, the spring event is going on in Fire Emblem Heroes. And, the character Jenny, if you're familiar with the game, has a spear tipped with toasted marshmallows. It's not enough to convince me to actually go back to the game, because I'm still mad about that one poll that I tried and didn't get the character I was looking for. Didn't even get offered a chance to get the character I was looking for, but it's cool for those who are still in it. Go ahead.
I haven't played that game, but I really enjoy the concept of it.
It's Gachapon as shit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. At least they, like, shower you in premium currency. Like, it's the most generous free-to-play game I've ever seen.
That is still Duel Links.
No, that's fair.
Duel Links will give you fucking free-to-play currency, you completed this really dumb thing? Here's some free-to-play currency. Are you sure? Like, hey, it's Yu-Gi-Oh's birthday! It's been Yu-Gi-Oh's birthday for like a year now! Can you stop giving me currency?
One of these days I'll get Wedding Tharja. So Red Dead Online and GTA Online are both holding events this weekend where you can get massive bonuses to experience and currency.
I don't play either of those games anymore because they both make me too sad about life. But good for the players. I'm glad whenever any kind of multiplayer game goes, hey, you know how you wanted that thing? Here you go, bud.
Coops,
Try harder.
Coops, I know you've been messing around with GTA Online recently, right? Because you won something?
Oh yeah, I won a fucking $100 yacht in the game. Like $100 real life yacht.
Oh.
I'm like, cool.
Let's see here. All characters have been announced for Mortal Kombat 11, and it got a launch trailer. Like, this trailer, just hearing that music again, it almost brought Max to tears.
Solid roster. Absolutely solid. No stinkers, just solid.
I don't have anything to contribute here. Those games
because you're not going to play
much.
Johnny Cage is the best he's ever been. And that's a really cool take on his old knock the guy's head off 3 times fatality. Super Mario Odyssey's VR update will not require the Labo VR, which I don't know how that works then. It's like, I don't know. You don't... like, you're still seeing him from a third-person perspective, but now you don't get, like, the panoramic 360-degree motion that makes that appealing, so...
Well, first of all, I've seen what that looks like in the VR mode. It looks like shit. It makes that game that already, like, in handheld mode look, like, less than, like, stellar to absolutely fucking garbage.
So what we're saying is Nintendo still can't do VR properly.
No, they're just doing the
nothing.
They're just doing the cell phone VR that's been around for years. Like, it just looks bad.
So Travis Touchdown is being added to Dragon's Dogma on Switch as a pawn. Basically one of the little recruitable characters that you can add to your party. He has the closest thing to a laser sword that they could approximate in the game.
Interesting, but why Dragon's Dogma?
I don't know.
Like, it's just weird. I have nothing to say about the next one either.
And Mario Tennis Aces has added a ring shot mode. So a new way to play, including a temporary version that's in the game for a little while, where you get more points for hitting rings consecutively, called Yoshi Ring Shot. Also, a new intro cinematic has been added to the game.
The only thing I have to contribute is there's a new Mario Tennis?
Yeah. Mario Tennis Aces for Switch.
It's pretty good.
Alright.
It's actually pretty good. It is miles and miles ahead of Ultra Smash. That's for damn sure. But yeah, that one's real good. And Waluigi has an absolutely fabulous haircut. So
Waluigi #1.
Wow.
Let's talk about the big.
Yes, the big story that happened this past week is we finally have some details about the PlayStation 5. So, some of the we're past Here Comes a FNU Challenger. Like, this is a normal news story again. So, okay, here are the bullet points of everything that's going to be happening with Sony's next console. We reported a while back that Sony filed a trademark that could potentially have the PS5 be backwards compatible with every single console they've ever released. That is not the case. However, it is backwards compatible with PS4 games. So even if it doesn't launch with anything super spectacular, you could still play things like Devil May Cry 5, Dad of Boy, Persona 5, if you somehow still haven't gotten around to that game yet, like me.
Fuck me, right?
Like, well, there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't have to play Persona 5. Like, not wanting to play the fucking school system for the third time.
You mean the fifth time?
No, I mean the sixth time.
I mean, that's fair. That is one of the bigger criticisms, because people are like, can we, like, do anything else at this point? Like, game's good, I'm just sick of it. But no, yeah, so it's PS4 backwards compatible. It has a solid-state drive built into the thing for faster load times. Specifically, one of the executives was talking about how we have doubled the load time. We've tried running some PS4 games that are already out. I think it was Spider-Man is specifically what he was testing. And some of the loading screens were reduced from 1.5 seconds to 0.8 seconds. Twice as fast.
Cool. He could just be blowing smoke up our asses, but it'd be interesting if it is truly that.
Yeah. And here's the quote that has a lot of people concerned. The price will be, quote-unquote, appealing considering its features.
And, like, you've mentioned to me your concerns, but I then countered back to you. I looked at the specs for the damn thing. Like, yeah, if it is $500, it will suck because, that's half a grand. But they're, like, putting in some expensive stuff in there. They would
PC Master Race.
Solid state drives are not cheap. That's something I learned while building my own machine here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so it's got terabyte solid state drive.
No, they just said solid state. We
Oh.
don't know that spec yet.
$599 US.
$599 hit the weak point for massive damage.
It just includes a Nintendo Wii with it.
Ridge Racer!
I love how that conference had spawned 3 different memes, and they weren't even trying to be funny in any of them.
And like the funny thing is, like, people are like, oh, no one wants, like I have friends who they're like, I bought like I bought the PS3. I don't want to play the fucking Nintendo Switch or the Xbox 360. Those things look like shit.
I don't want to play the Wii. Fuckers trying to get me up on my feet and exercise.
No, it was because remember those early Wii games had shit controls.
They did.
Also,
I'm the
only
resident
other thing,
Nintendo apologist, and I'll admit that.
the only other thing we know about the PS5 right now is that it will definitively not be arriving in 2019.
Understandable, because they're probably working some bugs out right now.
Here's the thing about that price point too. Like, people tend to forget this. The PS3, even though everybody made fun of the price point, that console was still sold at a loss.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Video game consoles are the razor and blades model. They undercharge you for the console and then sell you a pretty hefty price for the games. Because you need something to play on this fancy new machine you've got.
So, like, I'm hoping the price isn't too bad, but, like, depending on the price, I may just, like, oh, that sucks, but, oh well.
Wait a little
Yeah.
while on that one.
Yeah.
I'll be the guinea pig.
I'm gonna wind up sitting on it for a while just because.
Well, you've openly stated that you're slowly transitioning more and more to just PCing it up.
Who, me?
No, not you.
Well, yeah, if I can. The thing is, at this point, I'm gonna have to spend $700, $700 on PC components, or I could try getting PS5.
Yeah. So,
I'm probably going to start saving up now for the console because, you know, playing new games is my job. So.
Well, they openly stated that they're not going to stop supporting games for PS4 even after the PS5 is released.
Yeah.
So, you still will probably have a good gap period to still play new games because they'll still have PS4 versions.
So far, there are some concerns, there's some high points. I hope they announce some good things to go with it when it launches. The only other thing I want to know about right now, the things I'm really interested in, the price, and what games are it going to launch with. Which games is it? Which, God, that sentence is hard. I'm tired, can you tell?
Yeah.
Your existence is tiring.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that to sound as shitty as it did.
I think he was more going off of, like, the stuff you go through is probably tiring. That's your, like, existence, not that dealing with you is tiring.
Yeah, I just realized, I'm like, that was really shitty. I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. I mean, the E3 I don't think we're even going to find out about the PS5 at E3, because we talked about the E3 schedule a little earlier, and guess who's not on that list? Sony.
Which, like, they openly state, like, hey, unless you want to see the same games we've been showing for, like, a couple months now, you're not going to get much, so no real point in... And, like, people are like, oh, yeah, Sony got no game, and it's like, no, that's smart business.
Oh, wait a second. One other thing about the E3 story, if I may go back really quickly. I almost forgot about this. Devolver Digital confirmed it is going to have one of its yearly conferences at this year's show.
Good.
Oh,
So we are going to see the epic conclusion to this trilogy.
absolutely. You'll just have to go in the parking lot.
What do you mean conclusion? I'm seeing them spanning this for years to come. This is going to be a saga.
Dude, I am so invested in the Devolver cinematic universe. You don't even know.
I wouldn't call it cinematic universe. they haven't like spread it out into different conferences. It's just been their same conference. In that is their bizarre zany, but it's still Devolver. Remember, Cinematic Universe would imply that they consume another company, a developer, and force them to have a conference too.
They start teaming up with WayForward for one.
No, WayForward like sneaks in because they'll literally make games for anything, for any price.
Well,
Why
yeah,
make
we'll take a whole bunch of crossover deals with you guys. We're interested in having enough money to make our own games too, or just Shantae, whatever. That people seem to like that for some reason. Have her shake her hips a little more this time around. That'll sell.
WayForward doesn't make their own games. They'll literally just be like, "You want us to make a game for you? Who the fuck are you? Get out of my house!"
Hey, Matt Bozon, you want to help me build this RPG Maker project? Sure. Let me get the team on the line for this.
What?
I got $12. Hey, WayForward, you want to make a game?
Yeah, sure. Give me that. Oh, money.
I will literally pay you in sandwiches.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, Simon
same
brings
thing
up something in the chat. WayForward is also working on Shantae 5 right now. So, anyways, we have gone completely off topic here.
WayForward is paid in the same method as fucking Daniel Bryan is.
Oh.
The sandwich method.
Okay. Do you still do the articles that we're interested in?
Yes. So that's all of the normal news stories this week. But we have a segment at the end of the show every single week, which is called The Last Word. And this is something that didn't really qualify as mainline news, but we still want to talk about it anyway. And it doesn't even have to be video game related if you're strapped for a topic right now. So,
I got one.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so remember way back when Sega first got the Alien license, and they announced 2 games that they were making, and one of them quickly disappeared faster, and the other one became the reason why we hate Randy Pitchford.
We have more than one?
No, that was the first true indication.
Let me show you a magic trick.
Let me show you, Matt.
Oh my god. No more.
So, Obsidian, who are going to make the Alien RPG, have opened up what it was going to be like, and the writer has stated it was basically just going to be like Mass Effect, but more scary.
That sounds cool, actually.
Color me intrigued. I'm always down for a really cool take on another person's franchise, so.
Oh, and also, that same writer is now one of the writers for the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order game.
Sorry, you mentioned Star Wars, and I had to physically repress the urge to talk for the next hour and a half about Star Wars.
Gotta put him in that temple.
Star Wars.
Also, there is a new Aliens PC console shooter coming out from Cold Iron Studios.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Hopefully it's better than the last Aliens shooter we got.
Do you want to know what some of the people who are at Cold Iron Studios, what games they've worked on?
What?
Neverwinter Nights.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Star Trek Online.
All right.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that from the people who have played it.
City of Heroes.
That is a cult classic.
As long as it's not Nexon.
Well, the people from the Bioware Infinite staff, but that's literally the indie game company has those people. Borderlands, Doom, and Metroid Prime 3.
Legitimately, that's a strong lineup, so I have faith in it.
They have all these people. But remember, this could just come out with the ukulele thing, where these could have been the people who didn't do jack and shit for any of those games.
Could be. We won't know unless we did some investigating.
I don't
Which
like.
That
Wait,
sounds
where
an awful
are you
lot
getting
like
that one
work.
from?
So.
Oh, like they said that it was from the people who made Banjo-Kazooie, but then like people looked at it and it wasn't any of like the significant players. It was.
Yeah, I just remember it was like 3 people.
It was people from the staff, but it wasn't any of like the significant people who worked on Banjo-Kazooie.
The only ones that were the significant ones were the 2 brothers that owned Rare and Grant Kirkhope.
But Grant Kirkhope does music.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean shit. The soundtrack's banging though.
Oh yeah, soundtrack's banging, but like, and I don't think those brothers did much game designing.
They
I think
did,
they were, like,
and they didn't.
Yeah, I think they were more like the face than anything.
You know what the sad thing about Ukulele's soundtrack is?
It's too good.
Oh, well, my favorite song in that game is the credits tune, and that was designed by David Wise, not Kirkhope.
That's not a bad thing. David Wise does good music too.
He does. It's
just
What he's saying is, why can't it be the more popular?
No. What I'm saying is, it's like my favorite track in that game is made by the one guy who wasn't anywhere in the promotional material.
Fuck 'em.
But yeah, it looks good on paper. I'd love to actually contact these guys and get to, or maybe do some digging, try and figure out, because nobody knew. Everybody had faith in Gearbox before Colonial Marines dropped. Like, getting to know some of the people at Gearbox better would have put the writing on the wall if you knew, like, what kind of person Pitchford was, or you knew some of the, like, behind-the-scenes stuff that was going on with the other studios.
Oh, and if you want a great video that talks about the clusterfuck that was Alien Colonial Marines,
What happened?
watch What Happens by
What
Matt
happened?
McMuscle.
Alright, cool. Yes.
It is never a bad idea to plug on that. Matt's got good videos.
Okay.
What's that
Anybody
about
else
Matt
have
Pat?
something?
Shut up about Matt Pat.
Matt Pack
Did you know?
McMuscles.
Shut the fuck up. You're dead
He
to
has
me.
the brains and the brawn. He's unstoppable.
What are you talking about? Matt Pat doesn't have any of those things.
Matt Pat is the ultimate Chad. You're just gonna have to accept it.
No.
Okay,
Fuck
so
you.
Does anybody else have a story they want to talk about? Because I have mine at the ready.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so as Hard Drive reported not too long ago, the industry was baffled recently when an employee of a game company left of their own volition. So Reggie Fils-Aimé retired.
no, I'm already
from-
discounting this. Hard Drive's a parody site. This shouldn't count.
Reggie Fils-Aimé actually retired from Nintendo not too long ago. Like, we all know that. And
Hello,
what
King Bowser.
what I think is really cool about this, he did 3 separate tweets. Like, his going away party. Yesterday was his final day at Nintendo, I believe. And he tweeted today with, there's a poster that he got. I can read these tweets off to you guys. One of the best retirement gifts so far, from my good friend Jeff Keighley, commissioned from wonderful artist Sam Spratt. And it looks like an old school NES box. It's this laser grid kind of thing. Like, he's there wearing the glasses, doing the Reginator bit. And then below that, there's Puppet Reggie, there's me Reggie, and there's also Reggie from the Robot Chicken bit holding onto the Fire Flower. It's a really cool picture. And also, he showed off more pictures that were like... the other gifts he got was... he got a working Virtual Boy. He got a piece of art from Retro Studios, which includes the Donkey Kong characters, Samus, and Reggie in between all of them with a picture that just says, "Thanks for playing," and it's signed by all the people who worked there.
Oh.
He was
That's
also
really nice.
he was given a plastic ass to kick, a book of notes from employees, and a Mario statue. And I want to read the plaque on this thing. It says, "Reggie Fils-Aimé, congratulations on your retirement and years of dedicated service. from all your friends at Nintendo and fans around the world. But the
Aw.
thing that choked me up, the thing that got me, is a very good friend of his working at Nintendo of America. They go by Music Bank Refuge on Twitter. They gave him an amiibo, a custom-made amiibo of Satoru Iwata,
Oh,
Reggie's best friend at the company.
That's not fair.
Vanu, you forgot the last part of the plaque.
Oh.
P.S. You're not getting your pension.
Oh.
It's just, this is so cool to see the outpouring of respect for this guy. Like, Reggie gave us so much joy, and to see him leave the company on his own terms and everybody just applauding as he walks out the door and just giving him all kinds of gifts and things like this, it's an end of an era, man. Thanks, Reggie. From the bottom of my heart, thanks, man.
He may have not had worked on many games, but he knew not to say dumb shit. Well, the dumb shit that wasn't funny.
So, that's my last word for the week. Anybody else want to bring something up?
I was gonna say I really like Thug Pro, but fuck you, I can't beat Reggie. So, yeah.
I've got nothing.
All right then.
I'm playing a Shrek in Andy's room. Thug Pro.
So that is going to bring us to the end of the Last Week Leftovers podcast. I'd like to thank all of everybody who showed up. I'd like to thank my co-hosts, which tonight was Dioraptor, also known as Shadowmancer2 in the chat, Ice Cold Koopa, and the Potent.
Fuck you guys. I hate you all. Love you guys.
Now, I don't believe we have enough people here for a raid tonight. No, we don't. But for anybody who
Wait, how many are there?
We have 4 people here. It says 4 viewers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We had more earlier, but before anybody goes anywhere, we do have one more
because
thing
if I jump in,
we usually do at the end of our streams tonight, which is we roll a d20 and we see if something amazing happens. A 14. Not the 20 we needed to make something amazing happen. So, once again, thank you all for showing up tonight, and please join us again tomorrow night. Yes, we are doing an Easter stream, and it's going to be themed around the game Rabby Ribby. So until then, I'm Whatthefnu. Later, everybody.
Love you.
Peace out.
Love you all.